6 p.m. UK time every Tuesday on Facebook.
Tuesday on
Eh?
Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Eto Igbeyawo tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Eto Igbeyawo tó fún ni lóye.
Let's talk traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, lórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bùnmi the Royals. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí, kó tó di pé aṣọ nǹkan ẹ jẹ́ ká júbà àkọ́dá ayé ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba tó ń jẹ́mi ni èmi ni, ọlọ́run tó ń jẹ́mi ni má ṣe bẹ̀rù, ọlọ́run tó tó ní pa tùgbọ́n tí kò pa tí ó ṣe ló ń pa nímọ́. A dúpẹ́ nítorí pé níwòyí ìjẹjọ nígbà tí à ń lọ adágbére, a ní à ń lọ kábọ̀ pardon me, a ní à ń lọ kábọ̀, ó ṣeé ṣe fún wa láti lọ, mo lọ láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà, mo tún dé wá bá gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn tí ẹ̀ ń wò mí lórí ètò yìí láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà, ògo ìyìn ọlá ní fún ọlọ́run lágbára, olúwa ẹ ṣeun, ẹ gbọ́ pé kẹgbà yín wá. Mo tún fẹ́ fàsìkò yìí náà dúpẹ́ lọ gbogbo àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí pátápátá, pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ tó tó gbangba sùn lẹ́yẹ níbi tó ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó, tọmọ ìyàwó, tìyá ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, tí ọkọ ìyàwó ni, aṣọ ìgbàyí lẹ́fẹ́ ni, aṣọ ìṣẹ̀ǹbáyé ni, ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces. Ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ ti lè rí gbogbo nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ rà, kódà wọ́n ń ta irun, wọ́n ń tẹ gba ọrùn, wọ́n ń ta tọwọ́. Iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels, wọ́n tún wá ní ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní Ready to Wear by Chorus Jewels and Laces. Iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ ìnáwó yẹn àmàròkè. Mo tún fàsìkò lọ́wọ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Lizelle Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Iléeṣẹ́ Lizelle Fabrics, iléeṣẹ́ yìí níjọ́ náà yẹn àmàròkè. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine, Celebration International Magazine, ẹ ṣeun ṣeun kú gbogbo gbà, àmàròyìn bá. Iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global, ẹ ṣeun ẹ kú gbogbo gbà, àmàròyìn bá. Iléeṣẹ́ kan náà gbòógì tí wọ́n pè ní Royal Vogues, àwọn náà ń taṣọ tó ti rán sílẹ̀. Thank you so much iléeṣẹ́ Royal Vogues, ẹ ṣé, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, ọwọ́ yẹn á máa ròkè, ẹ ṣeun ṣeun. Àti gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi àtàwọn tí wọ́n ṣe máa darapọ̀ mọ́ mi pátápátá ni mo kí lórí ètò yìí. Thank you so much for your custom, for coming in every single week. Ẹ ṣeun ṣeun. Kí n tó tẹ̀síwájú with ìbéèrè, kó tó di pé a gbé àkórí ètò tèmi wọlé, àkọ́kọ́ fẹ́ sáré dáhùn ìbéèrè tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá, ká wá sọ ẹni tó gba ìbéèrè náà. Lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá a gbé ìbéèrè wá, a ní kí ni Yorùbá ń kọjá, a gbé ìbéèrè wá, a ní kí ni Yorùbá ń pè ní owó ìṣígbá. Gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe máa ń sọ lórí ètò yìí wípé kì í ṣe báyìí wá bí láti wá sọ fún wọn pé báyìí la ṣe ń ṣe, báyìí kọ́ la ṣe ń ṣe. A máa wá lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ láti wá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni, ká kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lára yín, kẹ́yìn náà kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lára wa, ká wá jọjọ gbé àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá ní àrùgẹ. Owó ìṣígbá, owó ìṣígbá, kí ni Yorùbá ń pè ní owó ìṣígbá? Owó ìṣígbá pẹ̀lú owó tí wọ́n máa ń kó sínú, tí wọ́n máa ń san ní ayé àtijọ́ nígbà tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa ṣe ìgbéyàwó láyé ọjọ́ ọ̀hún. Owó ìṣígbá ni owó tí, gẹ́gẹ́ bí orúkọ tẹ́yìn náà ti pè, inú igbá ni wọ́n máa ń kó àwọn ẹrù ìyàwó sí. Gbogbo ẹrù ìyàwó tí wọ́n bá kó wá láti ilé ọkọ wá sílé ìyàwó, nínú igbá ni wọ́n máa ń kó wọn sí. Kò dàbí ayé ìsìn tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn nǹkan aláràǹbarà, nǹkan nǹkan tuntun, nǹkan kí la ti máa pè, àwọn nǹkan ojú ti là báyìí nínú àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n máa ń kẹ́rù ìyàwó sí ń sìn. Láyé àtijọ́ inú igbá ni wọ́n máa ń kó ẹrù ìyàwó sí. Inú igbá tí wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń kẹ́rù ìyàwó sí, àwọn nǹkan tó wà ńbẹ̀ wọ́n á ti fún wọn ní àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kí wọ́n kó wá sí ilé ìyàwó láti ilé ọkọ. Nígbà tí wọ́n bá débẹ̀, ẹni tí wọ́n bá yàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú ilé ìyàwó láti ṣí àwọn igbá yìí, kí wọ́n yẹ gbogbo ẹrù yìí wò lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan, kí wọ́n mọ̀ ṣé ó pé àbí kò pé, ṣé irú nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ wọ́n mú síbẹ̀ ni àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Òun ni ẹni náà ni wọ́n máa ń fún ní owó ìṣígbá, eléyìí tó fi túmọ̀ wípé ẹni tó ṣí igbá yìí tó ka gbogbo ẹrù ìyàwó. Àmọ́ láyé ìsìn, nítorí wípé a ti wá ní professional alágas, àwọn táwa iṣẹ́ táwa ṣe ń sìn nìyẹn, iṣẹ́ alága ìjókòó, alága ìdúró, alága tó bá wà ní ìdílé ìyàwó, that is the bride's alága, òun ló ń gba owó ìṣígbá ń sìn. That is the money she's supposed to be using in checking all the content that the family of the groom has brought, to check if it is right, if they are correct or not. Thank you so much. I can see there are people online, but nobody has said anything. Please say something and let me know that you are there. YouTube, I want to hear from you. Facebook, I want to hear from you. And please remember that you can remind people about this show. Sometimes we don't see anybody on the show because people have forgotten. Please remind people that the show has started. Ẹ bá wa rán àwọn ènìyàn létí wípé ètò ìgbéyàwó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní pẹrẹwu. Okay, láì bọ́pọ̀ lọlé olóró ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Mo tún fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́gbà àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń kí wa, tí wọ́n ti ń congratulate wa, or those that are congratulating us on the release of our new book. Yeah, super excited. The release of my book, this is a vision that started 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And it was laid upon my heart to write a book about the Nigerian traditional weddings, the evolution of the Nigerian traditional wedding, how it has evolved from the past, the present, and the future. And it's telling us everything you need to know about the, well, let me say 95% of everything you need to know about the Nigerian traditional weddings, because nobody knows it all. It has taken me 3 years to go into research, to take my time, to study, to look here and there, to be able to come up with this book. I'm telling you, this book is going to be like encyclopedia of the Nigerian traditional wedding. Remember, I didn't say the Yoruba traditional wedding. I did not say the Yoruba traditional wedding. I said the Nigerian traditional wedding. This book is talking about not just Yoruba traditional wedding. It's talking about everything you need to know. Well, let me say 95% of everything you need to know about the Nigerian traditional wedding. As I said, nobody knows it all. I'm sure there will be someone or two knowledge out there, but I will not lie to you. It took 3 years for me to do this research. I took my time, before I could come up with this book. It took a lot of effort. Thank you so much, my Yahoo Baba. Thank you for joining us on this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, the book is going to be available on Amazon and so many other online media where you can purchase the ebook from, and also the paper book is going to be available soon. So I will let us know once they're available. Also, the official launch of the book, I'm going to let us know about it very, very soon. Esheun Yahoo Baba, God bless you. Without wasting time, people, let's go to today's topic. Today's topic is something that's very, very peculiar. Thank you so much, Ma. Thanks for joining us, Mommy Ayodele Oguns. Please remind people that the show has started. Thank you so much, Yahoo Baba, for congratulations on the release of the book. Thank you so much. The book is going to be available on Amazon, as I said, and on so many other online platforms where you can download the e-copy, and also the paper copy is going to be available to purchase, but you can pre-order by sending me a message. God bless you. Thank you so much for your support all the time. Okay, let's go to today's topic. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to today's topic. Today's topic is something that is very, very, very peculiar and important. I believe that a lot of people probably are at work. If you're watching me tonight and you want to contribute to tonight's topic, please, you can send me a voice note if you're busy. You can send me a text message. You can send me, you can also call me on +44 7828 500 938. Thank you so much. God bless you. Okay, let us go to today's topic, people. Let's go to today's topic. And before we do, we know what we normally do every week is we come in with music. My favorite part is the music. So we're going to go back onto that, and then we'll take it on from there. So, bless you. Okay. Hey, oh yeah, I'll remind people Eto Igbeyawo have started. Where is everybody tonight? Hey! The weather is beautiful. I want to show you. Anyway, people can always watch later. Yes, so. Mommy, God bless you, ma. Hey, can you hear my music?
tó dán mi láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Ẹ̀yin ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi láyé. Ìyàwó ìṣẹ́un rere ni wọ́n dára o. Bàbá wa ìṣẹ́un rere tí wọ́n dára o. Yes, ọmọ mi gbọ́ tèmi. I love this music, eh? Hey! Ìyá mi máa ṣeun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Bàbá mi máa ṣeun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Ọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú, wọ́n ní ìyá rẹ̀ ló kọ́. Ọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú, wọ́n ní bàbá rẹ̀ ló kọ́. Ìfìwà tó dán mi láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Àyàwó bàbá. Ẹ̀yin ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi. Ìyá mi máa ṣeun rere. I mean, that song says it. Oh, yes, ma. Christy ACN Igbokwe, yeah. I mean, we all know that some songs can never ever go out of fashion. No matter how long it takes, they can never go out of fashion. Before you join the show, I have announced the meaning of the Owo Ishigba, which we discussed about yesterday. I mean, last week, sorry. I've announced the meaning of Owo Ishigba, but because there were not many people online, then I'll quickly say it again. Owo Ishigba, Owo tí wọ́n máa ń gbà ní ayé ọjọ́ àwọn ẹrù ìyàwó tó máa ń kó wá, owó inú igbá náà máa ń kó wọn sí. Ẹni tó bá fi ṣaṣojú ilé ìyàwó tó ṣí igbá yẹn tó yẹ gbogbo àwọn ẹrù tó wà ń bẹ̀ wò. Òun ni wọ́n máa ń fún ní owó ìṣìgbà, meaning someone that will open the calabash and open and check all the goods are brought from the groom's family to the bride's family to check whether they are complete, whether they are right. And you know, man, owó ìṣìgbà láyé ọjọ́, it used to be a member of the family, but obviously we know that nowadays it's done by the alagas, and then the alaga on the bride's side. Àwọn ni wọ́n máa ń gba owó ìṣìgbà nísìnyí. Thank you so much. I'm glad that the two people that called in yesterday to answer the questions are both online. But tó já náà jù, àwọn ni ìyàwó bàbá, mọ́mì wa Ayọ̀délé Ògúnzò, wọn náà wọ́n try, wọ́n gbìyànjú bọ̀. Ìyàwó bàbá ló kọ́kọ́ pè gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe máa ń sọ, tó bá kọ́kọ́ pè tó kọ́kọ́ gbà, and tó bá really ṣàlàyé much ni. So owó ìṣìgbà nìyẹn. And it's so important that, because like I said, the book that I wrote, some of the things that we discuss in it, ní gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ a máa ń ṣe láyé ìgbà wọn tó ti wá di pé nísìn àti fẹ́ fojú máa pa wọ́n rẹ́ tó dẹ̀ ṣe kókó, àti pé some of them, we are still doing some of them, but some of our young generations, even some older generation, don't know the meaning of it. They don't know why we are doing it. And that is exactly why I'm bringing this part of this show back to ask us some questions so that we can tackle it. So for this week, I have another question for us. And I think I'll just wait a little bit until a few more people join. Please remind me if I'm forgetting the question. Until a few more people join before I ask the question. So the question for today is already written down here. I will ask the question when there are more people. I can see people joining. While I'm doing that, please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to write happy birthday to this one of very good supporters of this show. Today is her birthday. Go. Sister Wande Olajide. Sister Wande Olajide. Yeah, yes, you got the gift. So Sister Wande Olajide is her 53rd birthday today. That woman is such an amazing person, very supportive. No matter how long it takes, this woman would always be here to support on this show. Sister Wande Olajide, thank you so much for your support, and happy birthday to you. Long life and prosperity, in good health, in peace of mind, in the name of Jesus. We celebrate you. The Eto Igbeyawo family, we celebrate you. Please let me put happy birthday, Wande Olajide. Help me to celebrate her, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to those that are just joining us. Boosties, Glam, Pebbles, and Cocos. Thank you for joining us. I know people are busy. Remember that you can always send us your comments. You can write birthday, happy birthday to my sister. You can send your comments. You can respond to our question. You can call us on +44 7828500938. You can send us a voice note. Now let's go to today's topic. Today's topic is talking about how our relationship as couple can affect our children, whether positively or negatively. How our relationship as couples, married couples, how it can affect our children, whether positively or negatively. God bless you, my mommy Susan Alaga. Thank you for coming on this show, ma. I really appreciate you. Thank you to those who are celebrating Saiwa Adolade. Now, orin tá gbọ́ tó ń sìn, ó sọ, ìyá mi máa ṣeun rere tìrẹ á dára o, ní ọmọ mi ṣeun rere tìrẹ á dára o, ọmọ mi gbọ́ tèmi tìrẹ á dára o. And that person also says, ìyá mi máa ṣeun rere gbàdúrà fún mi, bàbá mi máa ṣeun rere gbàdúrà fún mi. Ó ní tọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú, wọ́n á ní kíni? Wọ́n á ní ìyá rẹ̀ ló kọ́. Hey, tọmọdé bá hùwà burúkú, wọ́n á ní bàbá rẹ̀ ló kọ́. Ó ní ìyá mi fi wá tó dá hàn mí láàyè, bàbá mi fọ̀nà tó dá hàn mí láàyè. Ó ní ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o, ẹ̀yin ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi láàyè. In other words, as a child, most of the time, the first thing a child learn is what they get from their parents. And the truth of the matter is, children learn more from what they can see or what they can see their parents do or practice rather than what you say to them. Are we the kind of parents that says, do as I say, but don't do as I do? Now, the first question I'm going to ask, ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ béèrè ìbéèrè lọ́wọ́ ara wa. Ṣé lóòótọ́ ló ṣeé ṣe fún ìwà tí èèyàn bá ń hù, ìwà tí èèyàn bá ń hù gẹ́gẹ́ bí lọ́kọláya, ìwà tá à ń hù síra wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí lọ́kọláya, ṣé lóòótọ́ ló ṣeé ṣe kó affect bí àwọn ọmọ wa ṣe máa ṣe ní ọ̀nà tó tọ́ àti ní ọ̀nà tó yẹ, whether positively or negatively? Let me ask that question in English for those of us that probably going to watch this later and you don't speak Yoruba. So is it true that our attitude towards each other as a couple can affect our children either positively or negatively? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ dáhùn ìbéèrè yìí ná. Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni ó jẹ́ wípé ìwà tí wọ́n bá ń hù ó lè affect bí àwọn ọmọ ṣe ń ṣe? What effect can our behavior have on children? And what are those things that we can do that can, affect our children? Ẹ ká sọ ìwà lọ́kọláya, ṣé ó ṣeé ṣe kó affect bí ìwà táwọn ọmọ máa hù, ìwà tí lọ́kọláya ń hù síra wọn? The kind of relationship we keep as couple, can it actually affect our children? Àwọn kan bá sọ pé àwọn ọmọ wáyé tí wọ́n ní o, the children they came to do their own thing o. You shouldn't concern them what me and their daddy is doing, what me and my husband is doing. Can it actually affect my children? Let's first of all settle that bit. Can it affect my children? The way myself and my husband behave to each other, the way we act as each other in a relationship, as couple, as married couple, how can it affect our children? Yes or no? Let's first of all, respond to that, and then we can take it one after the other. What are those things that we can do that can affect our children positively, and how? And what are those things that we can do that can affect our children negatively? Because these things, sometimes we need to be factual, we need to be real. We're not just talking from the point of view. So much fabulous Funky Sophie, thank you for joining. Adeyemi Adedoyin, thank you so much, ma, for wishing Sister Yewande happy birthday. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us that are just joining, I'm going to repeat what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about how your relationship with your spouse as married couple, how it can affect our children, whether positively or negatively. And I've asked a question which I want people to respond. I know we're not many on this show tonight. For some reason, there's not a lot of people on the show, which is absolutely okay by me. As I said, sometimes when we are having the show, people are still at work and stuff like that, and they join later and you see a lot of comments, a lot of people, watching later. So I don't mind. But if you're on this show and you can hear me, I've asked a question. I would like you to please respond. Can relationship between couple, can it affect the way their children behave? Can it affect their children in any way? Let's even forget about behavior. How does it affect the children? Is it possible for your attitude towards each other as couple to affect your
0,
children.
1,
It's, I
2,
mean, it's very, very
7,
important that we get it
4,
right. So, ladies and
3,
gentlemen, let's respond. Okay. If for some reason maybe you're in a place where you can't call, I don't know what happened to that call. It went off. So I want to believe that the person is probably trying from a distance. So if you're that person that is trying to call me, can you please call me back on +447828 +447828 Now, if we don't respond to this, I will just you can write your comment online, you can call, you can text. If you're that person is still trying but it's not coming through, if you're that kind of person that you're trying us or you're not getting through, leave your comments as a text or as a message here. I will read it out. Thank you, Yahoo Baba. Yahoo Baba says our attitude and relationship can affect our children both positively and negatively. That's been established. And that's exactly why I don't want to assume that I'm the one that is just thinking about that. Things that I see my parents do, how does it affect me? How does it affect me positively or negatively? How does it shape me? What effect does it have on me as I grow up? I mean, somebody has said the effect of it could be positively or negatively. Like Mama Yodele says, pardon me. Mama Adele says, learning for kids start from home. Yes, ma'am. And it's important that they are exposed to, I believe that comment was cut short, is they're exposed to positive things. Maybe that's what she's trying to say. So how our relationship can actually affect our children. Yahoo Baba said, we must always be conscious of our actions around our children. Thank you, ma. We have to be conscious of our actions around our children. Now, thank you, Ma. Arabia Tokpasikiri for joining us on Akwetu. Now, let's look at it from the positive side first. Let's not talk about the negative effects first. What are those things that we can do that can have positive effects on our children? I like the word what Yahoo Baba said about being conscious always of our actions around our children. Now, let's talk about the positive effects of our relationship, our attitude to each other as a couple. Let's first of all talk about the positive effects on our children. I will first of all start, I've seen a lot of people that are quite nice to their spouses, very, very nice to their spouse. And whenever you ask them a question, they will say, that's what I see my dad do. My dad has been so kind to my mom. My mom was so kind to my dad. So I grew up in a very loving and lovable environment. And as a result of that, I don't know otherwise. That's all I know. And they are so kind to other people outside. They are so kind to their spouses. They're so kind to other people because that's what they say their parents do. Yes, your baba ni wọ́n ní ilé láti ń kẹ́ṣọ̀ọ́ ròde. Yes, meaning charity begins at home. Yeah. Mama Odele says, if the atmosphere of toxic and tense with Ija every day, that is how the kid will grow up to. Thank you, ma. But if it is loving environment, same goes. Yes. Most of the time, kids that we see outside that are very well behaved, that are really good, that are very compassionate, that are very kind, most of them are they kind of grow up in an environment that is very peaceful, very, an atmosphere that is not toxic, and the other way around as well. There are sometimes that we even see kids that will be suicidal. They will feel like, what's the point of this life? Because of what they see their parents do. Now, let me quickly play this thing. I've sent it to us. Let me play this clip. Let me play this clip for us so that we can just refresh our memory on this.
Whose parents fight all the time was visiting my friends. And she asked a very innocent question. She's a relative of theirs and they have seen her go from being a very outgoing child to becoming a quiet child over time. She often comes to their home to stay. It is like a safe place for her. But this time when she came, after dinner she asked this question and she said, do you guys pretend to be nice to each other when I am around? Or is it really that you never fight? And this was such an innocent question, and it tells us the impression that seeing her parents fight has left on her mind. That she has an impression of what marriage is supposed to be like. That we are nice in front of social circle, but when they are not there, we fight. But the child is there, and the child is watching. And the child is going to carry away an impression that will affect her whole life.
Yeah.
Her choice of her partner and who she chooses to be with. A 14.
Thank you so much. I'm sure we heard that. Thank you, Yahweh. I said, whenever you do in the presence of your children, expect them to do the same outside. Now, this clip that I played is talking about a child that has always seen her own parent fight all the time, and then she went to another family that are very peaceful, and she just asked the question from the family and said, "Excuse me, is this how peaceful you always are all the time? Or is it just because I'm here that you're pretending to be peaceful? Or you're always like this?" Imagine that. Because that's what the child has seen the parents do. I mean, in her own house, the only time that the parents are kind to each other is when there are people around. They pretend that everything is okay. The moment there's the outsiders leave, then they start acting funny, they start misbehaving, they start fighting each other. So that's why the child thought that is exactly how it will be in every home. So when she went to somebody else's house and found out that these people are really peaceful, they are doing everything together, yeah, she has to ask, "Excuse me, are you like my parents? Are you always this nice to each other? Or is it because I'm here? Is it because I'm here that you're like this to each other?" So kí ni nǹkan tí à ń ṣe lójú àwọn ọmọ wa èyí tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn ọmọ yẹn ti rò pé that is normal life. And this thing, we're not talking about just negative things alone. No, we're talking about positive things as well. Now, I have a scenario as well about someone who believe that a woman should always care for everything at home. He believes that obìnrin ló yẹ kó tọ́jú ilé, obìnrin ló yẹ kó tọ́jú everything, obìnrin ló yẹ kó ṣe gbogbo nǹkan. Daddy should not work, daddy should not do any house chore, daddy is only supposed to go out, come back and scream at mommy and then scream at everybody and be the head. Imagine a child of about 8 years old is already saying that. Because I didn't want to just be boring. I don't want to bore us with a lot of video clips. I saw another clip where a young child actually told the dad of his friend, also from bàbá ọ̀rẹ́ obìnrin pé òun àti lágbájá wọn máa fẹ́ra wọn, táwọn bá ti wá fẹ́ra wọn tán, lágbájá máa wà nílé, ó máa ṣe gbogbo iṣẹ́ ilé, ó máa fọṣọ, ó máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ máa bímọ fóun. Tóun bá dẹ̀ ti dé, ó máa fọ́ etí ẹ̀. Imagine, that's because almost 7 years ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Nǹkan tó rí táwọn òbí ẹ̀ ń ṣe òun ló sọ yìí. Mommy Susan Alaga said, on a positive note, I bless God for my mom. Because her action, the way she took care of her dad, respect him, taking good care of him, her attitude to my dad's family has helped me in my marriage. May your marriage always see good in Jesus' mighty name. I mean, imagine the thing we learn from our parents. Some of us probably today, we will not even be married if not that we see what our parents endure. Endurance, I mean, some parents, any little thing want to carry, any little thing want to low, any little thing want to jar, any little thing want to cool, any little thing want to shake, any little thing. So as a result of that, it can affect the way. Thank you for that, for sharing that, ma. The way your parents behave to your dad, the way your dad behave to your mom, and the way your mom behave to your dad can go a long way of affecting you in life. Mommy said, I thank God that I'm able to OS all these qualities to my children, both my sons and daughters. You see, I mean, once you receive it, that's what you're going to receive. I know we pay our part to pay a call by one, take one really cool, it's one look kegbe. But most of the time, and some of this attitude also, some negative attitude can bring a positive attitude out of a child. Not all the time, most of the time it is always negative, but sometimes I will give an example and I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Baba said, I grew up in a family that does not know how to manage things, especially food. My mom will cook for everyone that cares for food. And the early stage of my marriage, I will cook and give to neighbors. You see, I mean, it's so amazing how quick children can learn. And those things, they just stick there forever. Some people that know my mom will tell me sometimes, and I'm like, really, am I? Because I don't even know. Some of these things we're even doing unconsciously. Some of these things we're doing unconsciously, and people will say, you act exactly like your mom, you behave exactly like your mom. You're just an example of your mom. You know, I personally, I have the gift of settling matters between people. If there are people having serious arguments, God, I don't know where the gift is coming from. I don't know. I have this way of settling it. I didn't even notice when people started calling my attention to it. And that's what my dad does. My dad is almost like, but they always bring everybody's case to our house to come and settle. So family so I saw that happening and I didn't even know that I got that. So it's true. Yeah, Baba said, when my husband is not at home until someone advised me again. It's good. Èèyàn kàn láti limit ẹ̀ náà ni. You know, gbogbo nǹkan láyé yìí ó gba ìwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsí kárọ̀ra máa ṣe ni. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Arábìnrin Ìròyìn Ayọ̀. For those of us that are just joining us, what are we talking about tonight? We are talking about how our attitude as parents can affect our children or relationship to each other. Now, let's limit it to relationship to each other. Peacemaker, yes. So let's limit to let's narrow it down to our relationship to each other. Like some of us, should I say this? This is a public place, and I will be saying it. When I grew up, I don't know how my dad and mom did it too. That they have 7 of us. Tomorrow, I don't know how they did it because I've never seen them hold hands, let alone kiss. So let's talk about that. So when I got married, I was stiff. I was stiff like this. I wasn't used to anybody touching me, you know. So, and I wasn't used to anybody showing me public affection or touching me, or you know. So that's another thing that we can do. We need to let our children know that we are first couples before we were parents. You know, that's another thing. Àwọn ìdílé tí ó bá jẹ́ wípé àwọn ìyá àti bàbá wọn fìfẹ́ hàn síra wọn, wọ́n bára wọn ṣeré, wọ́n jọ ń tọwọ́ bọnú àwo kan náà jẹun. Most likely the children will find it easier to love and to be loved. Some are so stiff, they're so rigid because not only that they didn't see their parents do it, they also get told off whenever they some people will find it so irritating. Don't touch me. You should some parents it's almost like worship Baba yẹn. Edo, what are the effect that can have on our children? Let's talk about that. Not showing affection to each other, not showing each other, and not showing to our children that we are first of all couples before we are parents. Because sometimes yeah, Baba said in my own case, we used to see them, my mom and my dad will forget to close them in the middle of the night saying, give it to me. Like Nibolo boy. Oh, Jesus, yeah. In fact, I was like, Jesus, you know. So that's another way. One thing again that we have to be conscious of is the fact that we need to know when and when not to. Now, showing of affection as well is good, but we have to know the level that it should get to. Certain things should not be known or heard by our children, no matter how close we are. And if the children are exposed to it too soon, it could also cause trouble. Now, let me quickly ask our question for today before I forget. Yao Baba was the winner of last week's question. Last week's question was, kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní owó ìṣígbà? Mo ti ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n sí lórí ètò yìí, bóyá torí àwọn tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ join wa ká sáré sọ. Owó ìṣígbà ni owó tó máa ń fún èèyàn tó máa ṣe àwọn ẹrù ìyàwó. Ìyàwó bàbá yín. Some of them will sleep on same sofa, even if it's not convenient, but they won't care. Oh, bless them. That's amazing though. For the ages of our Baba Walaye Gbe, máa ń yẹ ẹrù ìyàwó tí wọ́n gbé wá láti ilé ọkọ wò náà ń gbà láyé òde òní. Alága ló ń gbà, but láyé ìgbà yẹn, have congratulated us. We appreciate you. I'm going to be mentioning this every time now. Congratulating on the book, The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Wedding, the past, the present, and the future. The book that I've written So people are going to be telling us when the launching is going to take place, and I'm also going to be telling us the details of how we can buy it. We just had a little bit of delay. If not, I was meant to bring that details here today. So by next show, by the grace of God, I'll give us details on how we can buy. We can pre-order if you want the hard copy, and also we can buy online on Amazon, so many other platforms. So by next week, by the grace of God, I will bring it. It's a little bit of delay today. That's why I couldn't bring it. So thank you so much, everybody, for your support. Ironya, your says unnecessary experience should be stopped by parents to the children. Can you shed more light on that, ma? Arábìnrin Ìròyìn Ayọ̀. Now, let's talk about the effect of also parents maybe bullying each other on the children. Now, I will start an example so that we can understand what I'm saying. I don't want to do it to my wife. I want to look after my wife. I don't want my wife to suffer what my mom suffered. The second one, believe that because I saw my dad do it, then that is the right thing. Now, the third one said, me, it's here, marry. The third one, the first one, he's not married. They are begging him, go and get married. In fact, the first one has 4 children. The second one has 4 children. Elizabeth only married. The middle one believed that that's what my dad used to do. That's what I get used to. My dad used to be drunk. My dad used to be my mom. So that's how it should be. Imagine 3 children, they reacted in 3 different ways. They reacted in 3 different ways. Now, let me read comments. Please, people, you can call us, remember, +44 7828 500938. And also, you can leave a voice note. You can leave a voice note so we can play it for people to hear. And if you have the opportunity to leave us a comment, I will read the comments out. Now, let me read Adeyemi Adedoyi's comments on Facebook. She said, yes, it can affect our children because we as parents, we are our children's first role model. Yes. So therefore, whatever we in their presence, whatever we do in their presence, it have great effect on them. Yes, very great effect on them. So we should be conscious. And then Ironya Yo is okay. She says what she meant was a spouse should. Let me read what she said. She said spouse should stop sharing of bad experience. Okay, like some people would tell their children, if you know what I passed through in your dad's or your mom's house, hey, that one is is another one. Oh, that's a negative sign. Okay, it's a negative sign that the child would dwell on. Okay, now I understand you, my Ironyayo. What Ironyayo is trying to tell us here is we shouldn't. Now that's going to bring me to another question I have here already. We shouldn't share bad experience with our children. If you know what your daddy is doing to me, if you know what your mom is showing me, you will know that is what that child would dwell on. Now, I don't know how many of us have seen this movie about a couple that the man is treating really bad, and the woman is trying to protect the children by hiding what their dad is doing. And when the children find out, guess what? They become their mother's enemy rather than their father's enemy. Why? They believe that their mom has been lying to them all their lives. So, what you have just said now, people, let's talk about it. Are we supposed to pretend that all is well? Are we supposed to kind of, I'm not saying that's what Royal is saying, but how can we, okay, let me ask the question this way. How can we share the not so good experience with our children without hurting them, without damaging them? Báwo la ṣe lè ṣe tó yẹ pé mi ò fẹ́ purọ́ fáwọn ọmọ mi wípé bàbá yín òun ni the best, bàbá yín kìíní kan mi ò fẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀, mo ń fi pópá, mo ń fi yọ̀ yí. Meanwhile, nǹkan lọ lábẹ́lẹ̀. Báwo lè wọ́n ṣe lè ṣe tó jẹ́ wípé èèyàn ní damage àwọn ọmọ yẹn? Because whether we want to believe it or not, sometimes these children, they see more than we think they see, and they know more than we think they know. Wọ́n kàn máa dákẹ́ ni, you know, wọ́n kàn máa dákẹ́ ni. Especially àwọn ọmọ ìlú yìí, they won't even communicate, they won't say anything, they'll just be quiet, they'll just be mute. But they are like sponge. One soak gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe. Thank you for joining Elegant Morning Styles. Thank you so much for joining, sis. So we can until a certain age, okay, ma. So we can talk to them until a certain age, not to affect their mental state. Not to affect their mental state because hiding it from them, I'm not sure if it is the right thing to do. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé ìpè tó wọlé yìí. I don't know if this person is calling for Eto Igbeyawo. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, káàbọ̀ sórí Eto Igbeyawo. Hello. Orí Eto Igbeyawo la wà mà. Yes ma. Ẹ ra mà. Ẹ ṣeun mà. God bless you ma. Yes ma.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ.
Ẹ má bínú mà, ẹ jẹ́ bá wa dárúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ ti ń pè mà.
Abímbọ́lá lorúkọ mi mà.
Yes ma. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí mà. Yes ma.
Ẹ ṣé mà, mo ń pè láti Ireland.
Oh, thank you ma. Ẹ bá wa dá sí tó mà.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ yìí, ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà sensitive ni mà. Ó dẹ̀ ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú bí òbí bá ṣe fi tọ́ àwọn ọmọ yẹn láti ilẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. But generally speaking, ó lójú ọ̀rọ̀ tí òbí gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ lójú àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Number one, generally speaking. Ó lójú ọ̀rọ̀ tí bá dẹ̀ ní generally speaking, mo mí ìyẹn pé ká ní òbí kan bóyá ìyá àbí bàbá wọn kì í bá ọ̀rẹ́ wọn kan sọ̀rọ̀, nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ lójú wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sọ lójú àwọn ọmọ, kò gbọ́dọ̀ hàn sí àwọn ọmọ wọn. Tó bá wá padà sí ọ̀dọ̀ ìyá àti bàbá wípé bàbá ń hùwà kan bí irú eléyìí tẹ̀ ń sọ lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ṣé mo pé scenario yẹn ti pé méjì? Àwọn kan wà ń sìn inú bí wọn pé àwọn ò sọ fún wọn. Ṣẹ́rí tó wà ń bẹ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ni wípé òbí ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa pa irọ́ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Nǹkan tó léwu ni. Òbí kò gbọ́dọ̀ pa irọ́ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Òótọ́ ni òbí gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ. Tá a bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ ó lóbí ó lakọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mà.
There is a way tí mo lè fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yín kálẹ́yìn àti yín jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tí nǹkan kan dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀. There is a way tí mo máa fẹ́ sọ fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa ìmí nítorí pé mo kàn fẹ́ pé kó wà in the knowing. Àti wípé kí n tún fẹ́ sọ fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa nítorí pé mo fẹ́ kẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ sí yín. Ìyàtọ̀ wà nù méjèèjì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So tí ọ̀rọ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ó yẹ kí ìyá àbí bàbá máa jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ mọ̀ provided tó bá ti jẹ́ òótọ́ ni o. Torí ó ti mú àwa èèyàn lára tọ́kọ àti ìyàwó bá ti jà, irọ́ la máa pa mọ́ ẹnì kejì. Ìyẹn ò dáa. Òótọ́ ni ká sọ. A dẹ̀ máa jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yẹn mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí o, kẹ́ bá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ń bẹ̀ ni o. Kẹ́yìn náà má bàa hu ìwà yìí fún ẹlòmíì lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la ni o. Nítorí ẹ máa dàgbà lọ́la o. Ó dẹ̀ máa níyàwó àbó máa lọ́kọ o. Kó o má bàa ṣe o. Nǹkan báyìí ó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ṣùgbọ́n mò ń gbé sára. Àmọ́ nítorí pé ẹ ti máa róye àwọn nǹkan kan, mi ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ wà confused ni mo ṣe ń láti sọ o. Bàbá yín sì ni bàbá yín o. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o nítorí ọ̀la o. Ó yẹ kí òbí jẹ́ kan mọ̀, kì í ṣe pé kéèyàn pe àwọn ọmọ yẹn jókòó kó wá sọ pé bọ́lọ́run ṣe fẹ́ Ọlọ́run kú rí èmi mi ò ṣe gbá mi ṣàwà olórí burúkú ni bàbá yín tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn kíní kan ìyẹn ló bà gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́. Then you don't tell your children those things to win their support. No, òbí ò gbọ́dọ̀ fi ọmọ jà. Ọmọ ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ olùgbèjà ẹ. You leave them alone. Fi wọ́n sílẹ̀, má bà ayé wọn jẹ́. Má reprogram mind wọn, má twist the brain wọn. Leave them alone. Ìwọ sọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ fi wọ́n lẹ̀ kàn máa observe àwọn nǹkan yẹn fúnra ara wọn. Ìwọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí òbí kò dẹ̀ máa tọ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ sọ́nà. Kì í ṣe pé kó máa sọ pé ṣe báyìí náà ti rí nsìn, ṣe é ti rí pé olórí burúkú ni.
Bàbá yóò gbádùn.
No, leave them. Then bí Ọlọ́run ṣe dá àwa èèyàn fúnra ara wa, ní ìgbà míì tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀, wọ́n máa ń ní ẹlòmíì lè jẹ́ àríkọ́gbọ́n, ẹlòmíì á jẹ́ àríkọ́ṣe. So bó bá lè ṣe wọn kálukú la ṣe máa ń react sí nǹkan.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Irú ẹni tó rí nǹkan tó ní owó tiẹ̀ ní márì nítorí pé àwọn ti rí bí bàbá àgbà náà irú ìwà wo ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tí ìwà tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ bá dáa ìwọ ò ní sọ pé ìwọ ò ní márì tóró ti mọ̀ pé tó bá márì dáadáa ló máa ṣe níṣẹ́ ló yẹ kó márì gan kó ṣó wípé ẹni tí mo rí tí bàbá mi ṣe pẹ̀lú ìyá mi tí ayé á fi parẹ́ mi ò ní ṣe ohun tí mo rí tí ìyá mi ṣe pẹ̀lú bàbá mi èmi ò ní ṣerú ẹ̀ nílé ọkọ bó ṣe yẹ kéèyàn ṣe nìyẹn ẹni tẹ́ bá ti rí tó bá ti sọ pé nǹkan kan tẹ́nìkan ṣe òun ló mú un react in a negative way àìdá ti wà lọ́wọ́ òun fúnra rẹ̀ ni
ẹ ṣé mà
àìdá wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀
ẹ ṣé mà
ọlọ́run kó kọ́ wa mọ̀ ṣe
àmín
ọlọ́run kó fún wa ní ìmọ̀ láti tọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa sí ọ̀nà ọlọ́run náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ kó fún àwa fúnra wa ní humility to be able to say the truth at all times regardless of what.
ẹ ṣé gan ma ẹ ṣé gan ni ma o God bless you ma ẹ ṣé o ọgbọ́n ní tán lórí yín lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀ ní ṣìwé ẹ̀ ní ṣìsọ ilé yẹn á rojú ọ̀nà yẹn á ráyè o God bless you ma thank you for calling. Yes ma bye ma wow that's a very powerful contribution from our sister all the way from Ireland arábìnrin Bímbọ́ láti Ireland ẹnìkan ti fi ohùn ránṣẹ́ àmọ́ kó tó di pé mo ṣí ohùn yìí síta mo fẹ́ sáré highlight nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ mi wá tí wọ́n pè ń sìn tí wọ́n sọ wọ́n ní ká gbìyànjú ká má jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ kí wọ́n wà confused we should never lie to our children we should know how to handle it then we say that we should let them know the truth always ká dẹ̀ má fọmọ jà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà má fọmọ jà kò dẹ̀ yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ rárá and èèyàn máa ń mọ ọmọ tóun bí orí ọ̀fẹ́ tí ọmọ àkọ́kọ́ ní ìkejì lè má ní kẹta lè má ní that's one thing again that I know. For example, I know what my first one can handle and what my other one cannot handle. I have to know how to put it across to them. Then wọ́n sọ nǹkan kan tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ fún àwọn ọmọdé àgbékalẹ̀ ó lákọ ó lábo wọ́n ní káwọ́ bá ṣe máa sọ ẹlòmíà sọ̀rọ̀ níbi tó yẹ pé èèyàn afẹ́ lè pa ẹni tọ̀hún tó bá rí ẹni yẹn pé ó ṣe máa ṣe nǹkan tó tó yìí ẹ ká gbọ́ yes mo máa ka fọ́nrán tí ẹnìkan fi ránṣẹ́ tó àmọ́ kí tó play ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ èpè yìí ẹ ká sọ máa ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí mà.
Ẹ káàsán máa
orúkọ
tèmi ni ìyáàfin Ọládélé Susan Alága.
Mẹ́mi Susan ẹ káàbọ̀ máa ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ máa thank you ma.
Mo ní pé ṣe rí ètò tẹ́ ẹ ti gbé wá yìí Ọlọ́run ní bàlákà yìí ní jẹ́ because kò sí much ta lè kọ sórí
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ẹ̀fọ́nrán bẹ́ẹ̀ni so òun ni mo ṣe ní pé kí n pè wọlé and mo dẹ̀ appreciate àwọn madam tó the last caller ni wọ́n ti sọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tó jẹ́ ṣẹ́rí bá a bá ṣe ń tọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó ṣe pàtàkì ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwa tá a wà lórí ìkànnì yìí lẹ́nu ó dà pé majority wa maybe 95% of us are women
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
and we are talking about that àwa gangan fúnra wa gangan so a máa jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ wa realize pé kò sẹ́nì kankan tó pé àfọlọ́run ọba tí wọ́n bá rí tí bàbá wọn bá ṣe nǹkan kankan sí ìyá wọn wípé tí àwọn bóyá wọn mọ́ rí o bóyá wọn rí o tàbí tí wọ́n béèrè tàbí tí wọ́n ṣe pé kìíní èèyàn sọ wípé kò séèyàn kankan tó pé bàbá yín lè ṣe mistake yẹn ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin ẹ má mú nǹkan tí ò da nínú ìyẹn wípé but nǹkan tó da because ẹ̀yin gangan fúnra yín gan náà ẹ̀yin gan náà ò pé so when you are growing up ẹ bá tún wá lọ mú nǹkan tí ò da mọ́ nǹkan tí ò da ní ara ẹsìn yín náà ó tún máa complicate issue ni so take whatever that you know that is right and jẹ́ ká tọ́ wọn sí ọ̀nà tó right wípé eléyìí tó right nínú wà wá nǹkan tí mo máa sọ fáwọn ọmọ mi yẹn pé mi ò pé o èmi náà lè ṣàṣìṣe mi lè ṣàṣìṣe sí bàbá yín lè ṣàṣìṣe sí mi àwa òbí a lè ṣàṣìṣe sí ẹ̀yin ọmọ bíbélì dẹ̀ ní ká má ti má àwọn ọmọ wa bínú tó ẹnìkan kan ò pé ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí tẹ́ bá rí pé ó dáa ń bẹ̀ òun ni kẹ́ ẹ mú torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la kì í torí sẹ́yìn náà bá máa build the family yín you will be able to so téèyàn bá ti jẹ́ kí wọ́n get understanding yẹn tó bá ti rí pé bàbá àwọn ṣe kínní ó genetically gan pàápàá bóyá a sọ fún wọn bóyá wọ́n rí bóyá wọn rí àkàn rí pé àwọn ọmọ yẹn kàn bí èsì abẹ́ fún wọn ara bàbá wọn náà ti mọ́lẹ̀ ara mi náà ti mọ́lẹ̀.
ẹ ṣeun.
so kọ́lọ́n kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ kádẹ́ kọ́lọ́n fún wa ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti lè train àwọn ọmọ wa láti lè dílé wa mú.
Àmín Jésù,
ní orúkọ Jésù.
àmín mà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni mà, màmá wa. Ẹ ṣé, a máa rí yín bá o. Ilé yín á rójú, ọ̀nà yín á ráyè. Thank you so much ma. God bless you. Nǹkan tí mo rí dìmú jù nínú nǹkan táwọn màmá wa sọ ń sin àwọn màmá Susan Alága, àwọn ni wọ́n pè àwọlé yìí. At least ṣe wọn odù ni wọ́n nínú lórí ètò yìí, wọn ṣàìmọ̀fólókò. Wọn ò dẹ̀ ṣàjòjì ìgbéyàwó over 25 years of marriage. Wọ́n sọ kankan tí mo dìmú. Èmi dẹ̀ máa ń tẹnu mọ́ kinní yẹn, kì í ṣe ní tọlọ́kọláyà nìkan. Wípé if you are enjoying somebody's strength, you should be able to tolerate their weakness. But sometimes we highlight the weakness and then we bury the strength. Bá ṣe bí ẹni yẹn ṣe ní ìtò dáná ló kú ní ìtò tún kù díẹ̀ káàtó kọ́lọ̀ kọ́ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n ti wá tó fún wa wípé ká bá tó fún àwọn ọmọ pé kò sí tó pé nínú wa ètò ìdábẹ̀ ní kẹ́mu. Fabulous Funky wọ́n ní maybe when the children are old enough to understand how relationship can go in case it damages them somehow. Ẹ ṣeun. Mọ́mí wa Ayọ̀délé Ogunwusi wọ́n ní the thing is they see and they know, but what we should not do is try to make them take sides. God bless you ma. That's exactly what Mommy said. Sister Alayeye, thank you for joining. Mommy ìyàwó bàbá ní ṣe said it all. Mommy Alága wọ́n ti Susan Alága wọ́n ti kọ̀ọ̀kan sórí fọ́nrán kan tó pè wá. Wọ́n ní the children will know one way or the other, and genetically there are some attitude that the children will display sometimes that you will know that this is coming from us as mom or from their dad. It's true. Mommy Eniola Alaga, thank you, my father baby. God bless you. Let me play the voice note that somebody people joined late. Oh Jesus. Let me read. Somebody sent me a voice note. Let me read what the person said. Ẹnìkan fi èpè ránṣẹ́ láti.
Ẹ ṣé olóòtú. Wọ́n ní òtítọ́ korò, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀lé òtítọ́. Gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kéèyàn sọ ọ̀tọ̀ fáwọn ọmọ ẹ̀, kò dá kéèyàn hide kankan. Because tó wá dọjọ́ ọ̀la táwọn ọmọ ẹ bá find out, wọ́n á béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìyá wọn àbí bàbá pa nǹkan báyìí máa kọ́ lẹ sọ fún wa, báyìí náà lẹ ṣe sọ. Ṣé gbà lẹ ṣe máa sọ fún ẹ pé ẹ parọ́ ni, ṣó ṣeé ṣe kéèyàn sọ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ pé àwọn parọ́ ń gbà yẹn ni. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ilé la ti ń kẹ́ṣọ́ ròde. So tẹ́ bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní parọ́ fún àwọn ọmọ nísìn, àwọn náà fúnra wọn wá di onírọ́. So kò dá kéèyàn sọ òótọ́.
Ẹ ṣeun sà. Arákùnrin tí wọ́n fi ránṣẹ́ láti Ireland làwọn náà ti fi ránṣẹ́. Wọ́n ti text mi. Ẹ ṣé gan ni sà, ẹ kú bá wa dá sétò. Now, the bottom line, ohun tá à ń sọ láti ẹ̀kan, òun ni wípé àwòkọ́ṣe ni àwa òbí yẹ kó jẹ́. The relationship we have with our spouse, irú bàbá tó ń gbáyàwó lójú gbáyà ọkọ ní etí gbáyàwó létí, àbírú ìyàwó tó pé tí ọkọ tó sọ yọkọ òun ti sọ mẹ́wàá, àwọn ọmọ ń wò wá o. Obìnrin tó ní sùúrù, olórin gan fi kọrin, ó ní obìnrin tó bá ti ní sùúrù ó ní láti pẹ́ lọ́ọ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀ ọkọ, tó bá bímọ á sì máa gbádùn, bí ò bímọ á sì máa gbádùn o. Mi ò ní kéèyàn ní sùúrù tó máa la ẹ̀mí lọ, ṣùgbọ́n tó bá jẹ́ pé kọ́kọ́ sọ̀kọ́ kéèyàn sọ mẹ́wàá, àwọn ọmọ ń wò wá. Wọ́n ti sọ fún wa, wọ́n ní ká má purọ́ fún àwọn ọmọ wa. A lot of times we pretend as if everything is okay. It is not good. We need to let our children know both sides. But àwa la máa mọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ta bí, ability wọn láti lè handle ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn la máa mọ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ wa tí wọ́n pè láti Ireland tí wọ́n sọ, wọ́n ní pẹ̀lẹ́ lábo ó lákọ̀. Olórí burúkú bàbá yín ṣe orí nǹkan tó ṣe, wọ́n ní irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò yẹ kó máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Bàbá yín ṣe nǹkan tó dùn mí o, ó ṣe báyìí, àmọ́ mo mọ̀ pé àyípadà. You know, the way we present it to the children, it matters a lot. And then we should never make the children take sides. I have seen situations where tí àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n ti ń bú bàbá wọn, tí wọ́n ti dáwọn àti ìyàwó ìjọ padà pọ̀ tó ń bú bàbá wọn, tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí bàbá wọn, torí pé ìyá yẹn ń kọ́ wọn sí bàbá wọn, kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ yìí gbọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n bá dàgbà, wọ́n mọ who is who, wọ́n mọ what is what, wọ́n mọ ẹni tó ń ṣe, wọ́n mọ ẹni tí ò ṣe. Wọ́n mọ ọ̀nà tí wọ́n máa gbà tí wọ́n máa fi handle. Let them make decisions on their own. But as everybody has said, don't let us pretend and hide things from them. Now, we're talking about the negative part. Let's talk about the positive part. There are some certain things we do that our children will also copy, that we will be so happy that they are doing it. For example, somebody said her mom used to cook for everybody. When she married, she started doing it for everybody. That's a positive one. There are things that we also need to do that we want our children to emulate. There are certain things my daughter will do today, and I'll be so proud as a mother. And also we need to let our children see that we are first of all couples before we became daddies and mommies. And we can hold hands, we can gist,
wọn lóra ká ṣeré pa, wọn lóra ká bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ gbọ́n yamalera ni. It's not supposed to be like that. It's going to transfer to them whether we like it or not, you know. And our relationship, most of the time, is going to be what our children is going to photocopy, kind of, when they are growing up. So lẹ́ni kí la ti ń sọ, à ń sọ nípa bí ìhùwàsí wa, ìṣesí wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí lọ́kọláya bó ṣe lè affect àwọn ọmọ wa. Ó máa ń wo ní ká jẹran pé lẹ́nu ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀, ó ń fa ọ̀nà fún oúnjẹ. Àmọ́ kó tó di pé mo fi àdàgbà ètò yìí rọ̀ lénìí, mo fẹ́ sọ fún wa ìbéèrè wa fún ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá. Kí ni Yorùbá ń pè ní owó ìṣíjú ìyàwó? Lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá a sọ nípa owó ìṣígbá. Àwọn màmá wa arábìnrin Modúpẹ́ Fádìmú ìyàwó bàbá wọn wọ́n gba ìbéèrè yìí. Kí ni Yorùbá ń pè ní owó ìṣíjú ìyàwó? Kí ni ìdí tán fi ń gbà? Ta ló ń gbà? Kí ni ìtumọ̀ owó ìṣíjú ìyàwó? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ a máa fún wa ní àǹfààní láti dáhùn ìbéèrè yìí because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tètè join ó pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí kò jẹ́ kí á tètè béèrè ìbéèrè yìí. So by the grace of God, next week, if you want to do your research, you can do your research. And that's one of the things that we are doing. That's why the book that I wrote, that's one of the things, some of the things we're going to be talking about. Àwọn nǹkan ìjìnlẹ̀ tí a kò rí pé àwọn ọmọ ìsìn kàn ń ṣe lásán, wọn ò mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. Àwọn àgbàlagbà míì gan ò mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. Mo ti rí ìyá ìyàwó tó ń bi mí rí pé ṣé mi ni mo lẹ́rù? Ṣé kí ni kò mú ní ẹgbà mi ó ṣe máa jẹ́yìn ẹ̀yin kọ́kọ́ lè lo oníbọ̀ ṣe ń ṣe ta ìṣẹ̀ ń ṣàlàyé fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà máa ṣe ṣàlàyé fáwọn èèyàn ni. And that's why you need to get a copy of my book, The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Weddings, the past, the present, and the future. Very, very soon, I'm going to give us the link from where we can buy the book. So, without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined me today. Joe, so please, you can always go back, watch this video again, and leave your comments. I want to appreciate everybody that came on the show today. Share mi ò lè dárúkọ lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Màmá rí yín bá iléeṣẹ́ yín ò ní jóná o. Mo tún fẹ́ fàsìkò yìí náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣagbátẹrù tí wọ́n dúró tí wà gbàgbàgbà ìyàwó bàbá lọ́wọ́ gbórí wọlé lẹ́nu lẹ́yìn ẹ̀wọ̀n mi Ayọ̀délé Ògùn always here. Thank you so much, mas. Àwọn tí wọ́n pè wọlé tí wọ́n bá wa dá sétò mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Ọlọ́run ò ní gbóhùn lọ́wọ́ yín. Ilé yín á máa rójú, ọ̀nà yín á máa ráyè. Mo tún fàsìkò dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces ẹ̀kọ́ àdúrótì, iléeṣẹ́ Laser Fabrics ẹ̀ṣẹ̀un, iléeṣẹ́ Royal Vogue, iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global, iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine ẹ̀kọ́ àdúrótì, ẹ̀kú gbogbo ìgbà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni màá gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n kí wa tí wọ́n ń gbóríyìn fún wa. Ẹ ṣeun. Lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ, màá tún wá bá yín láyà àtàláfíà. Èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù mi ò ní là lọ dé, ogun ó lọ kò dé kò ní jẹ́ tèmi, ogun ó dé kò bá wọn kò ní jẹ́ tiyín lórúkọ Jésù Kristi. Ayọ̀, ìdùnnú àti àlàáfíà tí mo fẹ́ fi yín sílẹ̀ ní òun náà ni máa padà wá bá yín lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo wá fàsìkò yìí sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forígun, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kó ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the grace of God. Bye. God bless you.
Let's talk traditional wedding. Gbogbo lólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ ń retí rẹ̀ èyí. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ẹ̀bùn lóríṣiríṣi many gives away. Let's talk traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó tọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding.
So much, everybody.
Let's go. Ètò Let's talk traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́.
Come on, bye, ma.
Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk
Traditional wedding. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye. Bye.